What's up, everybody? It's the Martian Comic Hunting coming at you with another comic haul. Got a little bit of books today, but before we get started with the books, do have a little bit of a story. So I went to a particular comic shop earlier this week. Took me about, say, about an hour, 40 minutes to get there. Knew nothing of the shop. I'm actually new to the area, so just wanted to go for a ride. And when I got there, it kind of looked closed down. So I was a little disappointed at that. Knocked on the door, and this older gentleman kind of peeked out and said that he was closed. And I started asking him questions as far as his hours were concerned. And he's like, "Oh, well, I just acquired this comic shop. I'm putting it together, but if you don't mind, you could come in and take a look." So I was like, "Cool." So I went in there, and there was like stacks and stacks of books everywhere, every direction, flips upside down. There was boxes on top of boxes, comic books on top of those boxes. I mean, the place was just a mess. However, I loved every moment of it. So I started digging and digging and digging. Man, this guy had some gems in there, gem after gem, mostly silver, bronze. He also had a ton of Golden Age comic books. I'm not too familiar with Golden Age, but this place was just it. So I started asking him a little bit of questions as far as the shop was concerned. He told me he just acquired it, but that he's always been a collector, and has a warehouse of comic books that he's slowly going to be filling into that shop. He said he did local comic book conventions locally, and that's primarily what he does. Um, but I think he had a vast knowledge as far as silver and gold age books are concerned. And a lot of times, as I was digging into his boxes, he was trying to sell me these silver and bronze age, which quite frankly, I just wasn't interested in the condition that they were in. But however, I will go back and look at some of his books, as he had tons and tons of great fillers and key issues that, in my mind, they were just kind of poorly um, put away. I mean, some of them were bagged and board. I mean, you talk about some variants that he had just mixed in with a bunch of stuff. And we had a really good conversation, and I could say I spent upwards of about 4.5 hours digging in there. And as I'm digging, I'm just kind of straightening things up for him because it was kind of a mess. And I'm flipping books up, right side up, just putting things into piles, putting books into boxes where they fit as I'm going along the process. Because I was there for a long time, and throughout those 4.5, I would say close to 5 hours, I thought we hit it off, and we were talking really cool. Then we get up to the books, and the conversation completely turned as he's going flipping through the books, and he starts questioning, "I know who you are. You're those type of comic collectors. You come in here, try to grab all the hot books at cheap prices. I have your number." And the conversation was just like, I'm like, where is this going? Where is this coming? Um, he starts, I wouldn't say accusing me, but I guess suggesting that I'm in it just to like flip books. And I'm reassuring him that these are for my private collection. As a matter of fact, I've never sold a book on eBay. I've only purchased books through private collections, eBay's, Craigslist's. I mean, I go out hunting, really, thrift shops, pawn shops. I mean, anywhere and everywhere that I could just think of just going, and I've found some great deals. And to me, it really wasn't about the comic books. It's more about the thrill of the hunt, and getting a great deal. Granted, at the end of the day, it's about the comic, but what's to me, I think I have a couple of principles. I don't want to overpay for books. I want to get my MO is get books cover or less, and that's kind of my thing where I go in there, and try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think really the this game is really about patience. And to me, I'm not in a hurry per se to grab any book. That's when we become very impulsive and overpay for books. books come and go, they get hot, and then they kind of fizzle away. Um, and as far as the market is concerned, that's great for people who are sellers who just grab those hot books and flip them. All power to you. I love what people are doing out there. As a matter of fact, Archangels has some great series as far as what he's doing to flip books, and I respect that very greatly. I think he's been invaluable as far as the information that he's giving to others, to go ahead and do that and be profitable, right? In other words, really giving away grandma's recipe. And, not too many people do that. So compliments to Archangel for doing that. But I'll get into some of these books. This one here is just something I just picked up just because it was an X-23 cover. Funny thing about this book, Alex Comic Hoarder just showed this very book, but it was the Canadian variant, so it did have the Canadian flag displayed on it. But I just picked it up simply because of the cover, actually prior to Alex showing it on his last haul. Also picked up All New Wolverine. This is variant, I believe it's David Marquis variant cover. Just surely pick it up for the cover as well. Supergirl number 50, Michael Turner cover. As everybody knows, I've been on this Michael Turner kick, really chipping away at pretty much anything and everything Michael Turner that I could pick up that comes on my way on the cheap. So did manage to pick up this book as well. We'll get into some of the pricing a little later, and just kind of want to get everybody's thoughts on what you would do, what wouldn't you do. Supergirl number 50, cool cover. Civil War number 2, another great Michael Turner book. Looking to pick up really this whole series. So I did manage to pick up number 2 and number 4. Again, great Michael Turner artwork, and I'm looking just strictly to pick up the Civil War Michael Turner variants. Immortal Iron Fist, number 27, variant cover. This doesn't go for really anything, just thought it was a great Djurjevic cover. He's one of my top artists that I do collect. So again, I just picked this one up surely because of the cover and the artist. Number 27, doesn't really go for anything, surprisingly enough, because he is a great artist. Tough book to find in white. So cool cover, worth the pickup. And I think what really, going back to the story, what really got the conversation started were these books. Ultimate Fallout number 2, number 3, and unfortunately I had 4. And when he kind of grabbed the stack of books, he automatically went to eBay and started looking at every single book on eBay prices, and he was just giving me like the worst prices ever, top dollar. I didn't want to be argumentative, but I was just kind of coaching him. Hey, you're looking at really buy it nows and list price. You really should be looking at sold prices. And he started doing a little bit of that and started saying, oh, I can't believe some of these sold prices, there's something wrong with it. And I don't think he really understood the market, the eBay flipping, things of that nature. So we just got into this conversation about who I was as an individual, and I felt a little, I want to say discriminated, but I guess that would be the proper term of how he thought I was just trying to quote unquote pull a fast one on him, when indeed I just wanted a good deal. And I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody wanting a good deal out there. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I guess the poll question would be, would you have walked out or would you have purchased these books? And I'll finish the story along here as we talk away here. But here you have Ultimate Fallout number 2, 3, another Djurjevic cover, connecting covers at that. So I was looking to really to complete this this lot of Djurjevic. So cool covers, like I mentioned, a great artist, underrated artist at that, and I think his covers should be worth a lot more. Also found Amazing Spider-Man 363. Just a cool cover. Classic book. Mark Bagley cover. So picked it up. It was near mint, so thought I picked this up. Also managed to pick up Avenging Spider-Man number 9. This is the first Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. This is a second print variant by an amazing artist, Terry Dodson. So cool cover. I prefer the color. Not too into the sketch variants. I prefer the color as most people do. Some prefer this, but I'm more of a color. When you pair the two, I like the color better. Amazing Spider-Man 593, cool Campbell Mary Jane cover. Thought this cover was great, good condition. Had to pick it up. Another Campbell cover. This is the 500th issue. This got a lot of artwork around it. Lots of villains displayed on here. This is a great cover. Another white cover at that. Tough to get in high grade, and because of that white cover. So thought it was worth to pick up number 500 Campbell cover. 529. Cool cover. Everybody knows this. Iron Spidey. So I thought I'd pick this up as well. Yep. He did also have 601, 606, and 607. Unfortunately, 601 and 606, like I had mentioned previously, that some of his books were not bagged and boarded. They were poorly really managed. This does have a little bit of a ding here, but been looking for this cover on the cheap. So I did pick this one up. It's got a little bang corner there, but for the price, I thought it was an okay price. X-Men 31, first appearance of Kimura. Everybody's been showing this book on numerous hauls. Ran into 3 covers of these, picked up 2, but he would only sell me 1 because, quote unquote, he thought I was a dealer. So I don't know where that came from. In talking to him, he knew I was pretty informed about the books that I was looking at, who the cover artists were. I would probably credit everybody on YouTube here who's educated me over the past several years about just comic book collecting and covers and artists and all that good stuff. So the amount of work that everybody on YouTube really puts in, one, to just search books, right? Research, eBay, YouTube. I mean, it's just a lot of work that we put into in this comic book collecting, right? And it's all good. You know what I mean? This is part of what makes this hobby so appealing. It's that thrill of the hunt. It's looking for that new book. It's cool covers. It's variant covers. It's things of that nature. So I don't think it was really my fault that I was quote unquote educated. It's just something that I do. You know what I mean? So anyways, new X-Men 31. Batman 638, cool Red Hood cover here. There's also a B-side to this one as well, so I'm still on the hunt for that one. Sensational She-Hulk number 52, Adam Hughes cover. Another book that I was looking for my Adam Hughes run. I think this book is way undervalued. It only goes for a couple dollars, and man, this artwork is great, and early artwork at that. Very undervalued book. Cool Psylocke cover as well, number 1, X-Men. Love the purples. Love the way this purple pink cover is. This is kind of a must-have in anybody's collection, particularly if you're a Psylocke completist. So I did manage to pick this up. along with this precious gem, Astonishing Ant-Man #10. Man, this book was hot for quite a minute, but it's cooled off a bit. It only goes for like, $8 to $10 now. In my opinion, this cover alone should just go a lot more. But so, I guess the poll question would be, would you have left all these books behind if you were quote unquote being discriminated to be a dealer, or somebody that was just well informed and wanted to pull a fast one on him? So just FYI, I managed to pick up these books for about average about $8 per comic, which in my mind, I think I overpaid. Pretty good books here. Some of them are worth really nothing. Some of them are more valuable. $8 per comic, I don't know. Again, I prefer to pay cover or less. I'm more comfortable with that. But because of the amount of books he had in those 5 hours, I told him, hey, look, I'm going to make this deal for you so that we could build a relationship so that in the future, you're more comfortable with who I am. And so I promised him that I would help him, straighten up some books, pick out some variants because he knows nothing about modern books, help him set up his shop a little bit. And, I think that'll, not that I want to win him over. I think more importantly, I want to win his trust. I've never felt this way going into a comic shop as far as, being that sniper, as he called me as well, or somebody that's really looking to pull a fast one on anybody. I just want a great deal, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Give this a thumbs up, thumbs down. More importantly, subscribe and keep hunting. Thank you.